the days are short. I'm in the autumn of the year, and now I think of my life as vintage wine from fine old kegs.
This is WICR.
Hello and welcome to a very special interview here at WICR. You can listen to us live on Ustream.com, and of course, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. We're here with Dr. Jeremetta and Dr. Ferrero-Paluzzi from the speech department, and we're talking about the new Speaker Center at Iona. Very exciting, but we all know that we also have a speech clinic that opens. So the first question I have is, how does this differ from the speech clinic?
Okay, I just want to clarify something. It's actually not a new program.
Oh.
We're trying to launch the program in different directions and offer more services to our students and our faculty, but it's not really new. It's actually been on campus longer than the speech clinic. The way it differs is that the speech clinic deals with people who specifically have communication disorders, and the Speaker Center is a place for students and others to come for different communication issues that may not necessarily be a disorder. And so that's the big distinction. So things that we do at the Speaker Center include workshops, tutoring, helping with communication anxiety, and accent modification.
And you talk about workshops. Can you explain, just list off the workshops that you offer?
Yeah, I'll let Dr. Jeremetta talk a little bit about them. But for instance, we have a storytelling workshop, interviewing workshop, and our presentation skills workshop. But we're also open always to suggestions from students and faculty as to what our needs are here on the campus.
Perfect. Dr. Jeremiah, do you want to expand on some of the workshops that you offer here at the Speaker Center?
Sure, I'll elaborate. So for those students who have self-identified that they're interested in improving their speaking and presenting skills, we have these three very popular workshops: the presenting skills workshop, interviewing, and the most popular is the storytelling workshop. We've had a real interest on campus in storytelling. We have the Story Slam that's every spring that has grown every year to standing room only crowds. And for those people who are interested in developing their story, this workshop is very helpful. We study stories that are popular. We do some analysis of those stories, develop every individual story so they can sequence and deliver the story to communicate with others, connect, and demonstrate insight. We also have our popular presentation workshop. You can come if you have a presentation that you're currently working on in a class and you really want to do well on that presentation. You can come and get some tips, but also we have workshops just to improve in general for more focused, well-prepared presentations. And we have a workshop that focuses primarily on interviewing skills. We all know that the resume will get you in the door, but the threshold test is how you interview. And so you will leave your interview being the candidate for the job after you finish one of our workshops.
Very, very nice. So if a student wants this services, where is this located? Where can they go?
At the Speech Communication Studies House at 18 President Street.
Perfect, perfect. So you talked about a little bit about pronunciation, accent modification. How do you teach that without reshaping who a person really is? I know accent has a lot to do with their identity.
Yes, accent is strongly linked to a person's identity, and what can happen is that a person who has a strong accent or a strong dialect may find that if they're in a speech community that speaks with a different accent or dialect, that they're heard but they're not listened to, or they're heard but they're not understood, or rather than having the message that they're trying to share be listened to, someone might say, "Where are you from? You have an interesting accent," which can be very frustrating for a person. And so we offer one-on-one meetings so that individuals can work to do one of two things. You can modify your accent to gain a more standard English type of accent, which tends to be typically understood across the United States. or you could really reshape or soften the accent you currently have, which is pronunciation training. So there are really two different ways you can go. And so I think that you aren't losing your identity. You're really embracing a new piece of your identity if you're able to then become bidialectal or have two accents instead of one.
Right, right. And I can see that helping with the interviewing as well. Other workshops presenting can also maybe give the person ease of mind when it comes to maybe their accent, or if they want to improve on that. Very, very good. Also, another question for you. What part of the Iona community can most be helped by the Speaker Center?
So we talked a lot about this question, and we want to say everyone, but really students who have self-identified as someone who needs extra help or some assistance with some kind of communication issue, they can certainly benefit from that. We've also done in the past, we haven't done them recently, but we can certainly look at doing them again, is some faculty workshops, how to deal with a student in your class who might have severe communication anxiety and other things like that. So really it is for everyone, and we'll help you however way we can, as long as it has to do with public speaking and communication. And really students would probably benefit the most.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we've been talking about the Speaker Center. I'd like to get to know more about both of you. What are your backgrounds? Tell us about yourself.
You want to start?
Sure, I'll start. This is Dr. Jarametta. Well, my background is really in speech perception. I'm very interested in phonology, which is the study of speech sounds. The development of speech sounds in children, how we all perceive speech, this link between perception and production. And so that really led me to doing accent modification and pronunciation training work.
And I have a background in my BA, at least my bachelor's degree was in psychology and speech. So I learned at an early age, I guess, the importance of the psychological aspects of communication. So for me, in particular, for my work at the Speaker Center, for me, my real concentration is communication anxiety, and blending the psychological background and in the psychological aspects that occur when someone's anxious about speaking, and how to be an effective communicator. And then in my research, I do a lot with health communication.
Well, thank you very much for being on the program. We'll be right back with Dr. Ferropaluzzi and Dr. Jarametta in just a bit.
Iona College's highly accredited graduate programs empower students to earn degrees that